Excuse me. Sorry, I had a little bit of something in my throat in there. So we're going to get started today. We are facing from Germany, and he is good, to say the least. If you made it to round 2, you're obviously good. You already beat 5 people, so that just shows how good he is in himself. So we have game number 1, of course, on Yellow Brick Road, which is a pretty fancy level. I mean, where did these yellow bricks come from, and why are they here, and why are balloons running on them? It's very philosophical questions indeed. So what I've decided to do is just nix the cannon, just say, cannon, screw you, throw him out into the middle of the grass, and maybe if he buries himself, hey, whatever, as long as he's going to die. We're not going to use the cannon today. No, we're going to use the cannon later, but for not for the beginning part of this game. And that means we're going to go straight up ice towers for the beginning part, and that means they're going to have to be both 2-0 ice towers just to defend these pink balloons and such. And as you can tell, ice towers doing a decent job versus the pink balloons, but it does not look like they're going to go no lives lost. This guy actually surprisingly going for a 2-3 boomerang, and even though I think that a 2-3 boomerang honestly would not be a good idea on this map, he's actually proving me wrong. The way I've seen it is that this boomerang in itself is popping literally every single balloon, including pink balloons, including these blue balloons, and you know what, I think if I remember correctly, even the black balloons. He popped the black balloons pretty darn easily with just this 2-3 boomerang, and then just, you know, one regular little boomerang, which does not cost very much money. He was able to pop these black balloons. So pretty interesting strategy, I'd say. Overall, I mean, if I sent out a ton of black balloons, I might have been able to do some more damage to him, or at least some damage to him, but I wasn't able to do that. I was just, you know, like, oh, you know, I'll just try for crazy amounts of black balloons, and then he got a 3-0 cannon. Oh my god. So everything's just not going my way. So I'm just keep rushing and rushing and rushing like crazy right now on this left side. And he's trying to rush me now. I got a 3-0 cannon and a couple ice towers, and I'm able to defeat those regrow whites. Goodness gracious, this game's getting more intense every single second. Alright, so now it's getting a little chill. Just, you know, around 9, 10, 11, just nice little silent night on the yellow brick road. Nothing too crazy going on. Basically, that's what's happening. So we both need to get our mortar up, and I don't really see a mortar from him yet. Oh my god, regrow zebras! That is crazy right there, because that just did some damage. I only had cannon and ice, and then the mortar was, of course, pretty important to get him up a little bit faster for those regrow zebras. Because, surprisingly, that's one of those balloons that can only come out on an odd level, you know, that comes out on an odd level, which is just weird. You usually expect balloons to come out on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, but zebras come out on 11. Weird, right? Yeah, I think so too. So anyways, we're going to keep pushing on through here, and look at those camo balloons. Oh my goodness, and I am down to 47 lives, believe it or not. Those zebras really took a toll on me. My cannon and ice, they have a weakness, and that is zebra balloons. Yeah, I can't even pop them at all. So I do have to get my 2-3 boomerang up. I'm very, very weak, to say the least. I just don't have a lot of stuff going for me right now, I must say. And as I look on his, the other thing I really got going for me is, I guess, economy. I mean, I got 1,250, 1,300 almost, and I'm only on round 17, not even to 18 yet. So that's a pretty darn good amount, I'd say. You know, I'd be happy with just 1,200 or 1,100, but I'm at 1,300. So I'm doing good. And then I see, oh my goodness, he's going for a quick mob rush against me, so get a couple quick towers up to defend that, and I was able to micro out of my my lack of bopping power versus that Moab. And he's got kind of a good defense, but when I see that he's had a good defense all game, I can only assume that his economy is probably not the best. But that's just an assumption. That's not always completely accurate, and you know what? Assumptions can really hurt you later on. Assumptions make us no butts, no cuts, no coconuts. That's exactly the way we're going to think about this game. And now I actually sent out a crap load of camo pinks, but that was an accident. I didn't even want that to happen. I wanted to send out pink balloons, but I thought I unclicked the camo thing, and then I realized that I didn't, and I'm just a stupid idiot numbskull cake. And then, oh my god, I'm getting all the way to the back here. Oh my goodness gracious, we just about lost right there. We're down to 29 lives. Oh, this game is just getting more and more intense every single second. I really thought I was going to have enough Moab popping power with 2 Moab maulers, even though they're not in the perfect position. I thought I was going to have enough. So, level 23 hurting me again. So I am just getting beaten left and right with the gigantic sticks. In fact, it's probably like gigantic logs hanging from vines, just swinging down and hitting me right in the center of my chest. And when I look through me, I have a hole inside of me. That's pretty much what's going on right now. Because nothing's going my way. Everything's going the wrong way. I want to go left, and everybody just wants to go right, and it's just sad because, you know, I want to go left. Like, why won't you let me go left? And then he's going for a double Moab Rush against me. He used the natural balloons to actually tank some of the damage. And it was somewhat successful, but it wasn't able to do any damage to me. And overall, really not hurting him too much for economy and money and stuff like that. But with all those rushes, I can definitely tell you that he's probably not as well off as he might think. Also, at the same time, if you noticed, regular Moabs are actually getting pretty darn far. So his 2-3 boomerangs are really not being as effective as popping power as you might think. That's why I usually love going with ice shards, is because it's basically infinite popping power if you do it the right way. A couple other extra ice towers and stuff like that, and you put it in the right spot. Of course, there's some spots where ice shards will just miss, and it won't be good because you'll get one ceramic that leaks on through, and that's 100 lives, so we don't want that to happen. Anyway, something kind of weird for me, a regrow BFB coming out on round 28. Why did I do that? Well, I tried to use the natural balloons against him as well, but he's got a bunch of 2-4 boomerangs right now to defeat those guys. You know what? I'm like, screw it, man. I'll go for another BFB right now against him, and maybe we'll use the natural balloons again. We're going to try and time it so the BFB comes out on level 30, and we can actually kill him with that one, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. Could work out for us. Anyways, I realized that, we're actually doing a pretty good job with it. I mean, look at all those balloons. It looks like we're going to do some damage. No, we were really close, but we weren't able to. And then we're going to go for a double BFE rush. One natural BFE, one BFE from us. Now, you might be thinking that this is just terrible, Chris. You're wasting all your money. Not really. I have 4,200 something economy, so I'm pretty much set here. And all the time, he's selling and buying boomerangs and stuff like that, so he's wasting his money, and he's not able to send out pink balloons and stuff because he's doing that. And again, more lives of damage against me with these camo pinks. Luckily enough for me, I got a 2-4 mortar up, so that makes me just a little bit better off. But balloons are starting to get very, very far against this guy. Oh my goodness gracious, we might actually take this game somehow. I've been behind every single step of the way, but I think we're finally starting to catch up. But it's not over yet. It's absolutely not over yet, because he has the life advantage. And because he has the life advantage, he has an advantage. A big advantage. Whenever you have more lives, all you gotta do is survive. Level 38, boom, game over, done. So anyways, oh, whoa, oh, no. Oh, poop. This is a mega poop situation right now. He's got a 2-4, or a ground 0 right now. So when you see a ground 0, you usually think, there's not many ways to go about killing somebody who has the ability to get as many ground 0s as he wants, but at the same time, he doesn't have the ability to get as many ground 0s as he wants, because he's low on money. His economy has to be 1,500 tops, which might seem like a lot, but it's really not, so I'm going for it, guys. My God. We're going to send a full My God against this guy, and he's selling and buying things. Look at those ceramics. Almost got through, but he had to sell his ground 0 again. Now he's Moab Assassin selling and just barely surviving, and he probably should have built a couple more than that to try and kill this My God, but hey, you know, what am I to say? What if he beats me, then I'm just a total noob, right? So anyways, he did get those guys down. Now he's down to BFBs, and he's still trying to ground 0 them, but the BFBs are stronger now, and you need more than one ground 0 to kill them. In fact, I think you need 3 to 4 ground 0s to actually kill a BFB. And look at that, getting ridiculously far. Come on, come on. Oh my God, the regrow ceramics might leak out through, and we are able to. Oh my God, that was so close. So I'm just going to go straight out, full out rush, guys. If he's barely able to defend one, oh my God, let's send 2. And he's losing tons of lives, guys. Where are these lives coming from? Oh my goodness gracious. This mob's going through, and we are able to take him down. Game number 1 goes to Chris. So game number 2. All right. Actually, quick note. Game number 2, we started off, we got to around like 13 or 14 or so, and then I think he disconnected. One of us disconnected, or battles, just the servers were being lame, so we were like, screw it, we'll just not count it as a game. Obviously, I'm being fair. I don't want to say, oh, you were disconnected, I get the easy win. I'd rather play fair, you know, I'd rather do that. Sometimes I take the win if I'm like, I was winning that game, it was round 34, you had no way of beating me, I'm going to take the win from you, because that's just unfair that you're just going to disconnect and we have to restart the entire thing. I feel like that's okay, that's a reasonable restart. But we were completely even, it's round 13, we both had good defenses, so, you know, let's be fair in this situation. Anyways, I got a 2-3 boomerang, he's got a 2-3 boomerang, he got his up just a little bit faster and using pink balloons maybe a little bit more effectively than me, or just maybe my 2-3 boomerang's not doing as good as I really want him to. Like, what's going on? Pink balloons aren't really doing... They're not supposed to do damage to me, right? I've used this 2-3 boomerang spot for forever. And just recently, pink balloons are getting through? What is up with that? Well, we'll have to test this out, because I mean, if black balloons are going to get through, that's just going to be plain awful. That would be a falafel right there. We don't want falafels on us. No, we make pancakes in this house. Pancakes. I know, waffles are good too. So anyways, as you can oh my good, what? Black balloons are just running through like crazy. So I got another boomerang over here just to try and defend just a little bit here. But that's just crazy. I lost a tonnage of lives on that, and I just don't understand. Is it my spot? My 2-3 boomerang? I wouldn't say it's in a bad spot, but it's definitely. I mean, I guess I moved it over just a little bit more than what I normally did, but that's because I wanted to fit my ice tower, and maybe that's what's causing all the problems. It totally could be. Anyways, averted a total disaster right there, because guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to get enough money for a cannon for level 8, and I almost lost from regrow yellows and yellow balloons. I had to do a little bit of micro action with my cannon and switching my boomerang over to first, but I was able to survive with a limited amount of lives lost. Mitigated the issue right there, but this is getting pretty darn ridiculous to say the least. So let's get our mortar up. I think I went a little bit too much eco on a level like this. You usually don't want to go past 600-700. 700 is usually a pretty good number. I went all the way up to 800, so I was just going eco the entire game. I didn't even try blacks. I didn't even try pinks. I was just eco. So trying to get some camo balloons up against this guy, but he's got a camo detection up. He's got a 2-3 boomer and a 3-0 boomer, and he is able to easily defend a lot of these things. I've got an ice shards for level 13, and also I'm going to get a second mortar up because I'm afraid of camo balloons. Yes, I know I probably don't need another mortar, but I figured why the heck not, right? I mean, it just helps. So honestly, Riga Rainbows and stuff would be a pretty darn huge problem for me right now with my current situation. I need to get some sort of regular little ice things over here, so let's just put a couple of them surrounding my ice tower. This is the way I usually like to chill with it. It doesn't really matter how you arrange them, as long as they're in the range of your other ice tower, and of course, if you can put it like just to the right of where mine is, it's obviously a much better spot than the other ones, but I couldn't fit it there. Too bad, so sad. What are you gonna do? Just adjust to the best you can. I know it looks like it's gonna fit there, but it just didn't, and I didn't understand why. So I just let it flow. So we're getting pretty darn intense here. Almost getting to level 18 already, and I just noticed. Look at his defense. It's actually pretty darn solid. Really have no complaints or issues with how I could possibly kill him. So we're just gonna have to chill again. We're getting in our chill mode, guys. You wanna just chillax and fall asleep and just play some snake charmer music or something. I don't know. I don't know how snake charmers actually do their thing, but I heard that this is just a weird tangent, but I heard that snake charmers can somehow, not somehow, but they get immune to the poison over time because they actually like inject themselves with minute amounts of poison, and over time it makes it so their body gets used to it, and they can get more and more and more poison. Eventually they can just get bit by like a rattlesnake and just be like, yeah, whatever, it hurts, but it's not anything anymore. Even though when they first started doing it, they would like start sweating, and like if you get bit by a rattlesnake, you're most likely going to die unless you get treatment. So, well, not most likely. I don't really know. I don't know what the percentages of people dying and stuff is, but let's just say you're probably gonna die if you get bit by a rattlesnake. So moving on in here, getting to round 22 already. I have $10,000. Goodness gracious, my friends. What am I doing? Why am I saving up my money? Shouldn't I go economy? Well, I'm down on lives, and I figured, this is a pretty good level for rushing people. So we're going to go for a quick rush pretty darn soon here, guys. We're going to get a little bit more money, and then FCBF Bizzles. Get those guys up like crazy over here. And I know he cannot beat this rush with his current defense. He cannot stop it. Oh, no. He's got another ground zero, doesn't he? Yes, he does. He's got a ground zero. And look at that. Just demolished my gigantic rush. And now I am down for the count. I don't even know what to do right now. I mean, I'm going to go for another rush pretty darn soon. I'm just lost. I'm at a loss for gameplay. Most people would probably just give up at this point, but I'm going to continue and try. Just try just a little bit to maybe end up beating this guy. I have a chance, even though it's small, I still have a chance to maybe come back. So another BFB is coming at him. Look at my defense, though. It's just getting lower and lower and lower. I'm just getting worse and worse and worse over time. And he's going for another ground zero, and he is able to afford it, but barely. So I have one Moab coming on through here, and look at that ice shards go! Oh my god! And look at that, we're down to 4 lives, 2 lives at the moment. One more BFB that I have, getting an ice tower up. I'm down to my last little monies, my last $12, and it looks like we are going to possibly lose with that blue. Yep, that one blue balloon, even though it was Bernie stuffed, ended up killing us. Too bad, so sad. I don't know what would have happened if I survived that thing, but I think the Moabs would have ended up killing me, probably, unless he magically was able to pop those BFBs and Moabs down to regrow ceramics, and those regrow ceramics were really, really fast. Anyways, last game of the series. This is what it all comes down to, my friends. Zen Garden. This was my choice. I picked Zen Garden. I've decided, hey, let's try some Zen Garden strategy. I don't know. It just seems like people are usually inexperienced at Zen Garden, even more inexperienced than me, even though I'm not at all saying that I'm good at Zen Garden. I just think I have maybe an advantage because other people don't play it. So let's try it out. Anyways, you're noticing an exact mirror strategy for my enemy. Kind of funny, I think, that he's going for Cannon Ninja in basically the exact same spots as me. And he's telling, I think he just told me something about how he watched my video about Zen Garden and he's kind of scared. Or maybe I just imagined that. I don't know. But anyways, you can tell I'm doing tons of lives of damage with this pink balloon thing because he went with a high-level ninja instead of a high-level cannon, which was a terrible thing to do, my friends. He should have went for that cannon, and now we're doing tremendous amounts of lives of damage to him, and we just did a little bit to ourselves, and he's down to 50-something lives. Oh my goodness. This game is getting intense extremely, extremely fast. He's also got a boat up there, so that's just an interesting tower to see. You don't usually see boats that often in this level. At least I don't see boats that often in this level. And he's going for some black balloons. So I've got my 0-0 ninja at the top, I got my regular ninja in the bottom there, and my cannon, and it looks like we're doing a pretty good job. I don't know whether to go for a a third tier ninja or to go for a 0-0 ninja up in the top there. But honestly, I think a third tier ninja is probably your best bet because you can tell he's defeating the black balloons while I'm not defeating the black balloons. But it is just a little bit more money to get that third tier ninja. But also, it's more effective. It's helping you save up for that fourth tier ninja and all that good stuff. So definitely recommend that. Anyways, yellow balloon's coming at me like crazy. Let's get another cannon over here just to help defend just a little bit. And now we know that we have a huge advantage because he has almost no money. He has a good economy, but almost no money. He spent all of it on round 9, 10, and 8, 9, and 10. So that's a lot of stuff to have to do. So anyways, level 13 is coming up really fast. And you know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to get this regrow rainbows. Let's go. Hardcore regrow rainbow rush. I wrote it right now. What am I doing? I'm going to hold down Shift and 8, and as soon as the level comes out, that means I'm going to get the first regrow rainbows, and it looks like we are going to take him down. Game number 3 has been taken. That's all I'm going to have for you guys today. As always, thanks so much for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.